Hey everyone, Ashley here, and I'm coming to you today after sharing a video on my 4 favorite, I would say maybe not favorite, but my 4 best easy to grow flowers for cut flower garden here in Alaska, or zone 4, anywhere really that has a cold climate, short grow season. Listen up, because these are very easy to grow with a very good impact. Okay, so I believe the first one that I mentioned, and I don't have one to show you, is the dahlia. Who does not love dahlias? They are such an amazing flower. They look as if somebody with tremendous skill grows them, when in fact you don't have to have a lot of skill at all. They're very easy to grow plant and reward you over and over again. With cut flowers, you're looking for, the term is cut and come again, meaning you're gonna cut a bloom and it's gonna produce more after that and continue that cycle. Whereas there are some flowers, and we'll get into that, sunflowers, not sunflowers, but sunflowers. The specific ones that I'm talking about are the Pro Cut variety, and that is a one and done. You get one bloom out of it and then the plant is done. And we'll get into that. But for the sake of dahlias, my preferred place to get them is Swan Island dahlias. I'll repeat that again in case I mumbled. Swan Island dahlias. They are a family-owned company out of Canby, Oregon, and I've been ordering from them for years. They have a beautiful product. I've never had any issues. Their tubers are big, plump, firm, and beautifully labeled, which is so nice. They've been doing it for a long time, and it just doesn't seem like they cut any corners, and I really appreciate that. Now, they are they are on the more spendier side. When you look at comparison to what I have access to up here in Alaska, we'll find dahlia tubers at Walmart, Home Depot, or Fred Meyer, Kroger. You can get dahlia tubers there. And I have bought that way for a lot of years and had beautiful blooms come from it. They've been true to what they are. I've also had some diseased product, which you don't want to put that in with the rest of your garden. It can contaminate the whole thing. Anyways, for the most part though, I've had great success buying through Walmart. So if you're a beginner and you're not wanting to fork out a ton of money because you don't, I don't know how this is going to work out, then get yourself some dahlia tubers at Walmart. And often, see, the difference is with these smaller companies, you get a single tuber. It looks like a sweet potato. It could be really tiny too and shriveled up and still yet come back to life and produce this beautiful bloom. But with the Walmart or the big box stores, you're getting an entire clump. They haven't divided it yet. You are in fact buying a tuber through these small shops, a single tuber, but you get sometimes many tubers off of one from the big box stores. So do that with what you will. You can also grow dahlias by seed. That is more of, if you don't care what it looks like, you don't care what variety you get, you're in for the surprise, the mystery, then grow some from seed. I did the Floret Bee's Choice Mix. I shared a reel about that recently, and it was just a beautiful assortment. And they, at the end of the season, they produced a tuber that could have been saved and replanted the following year. So I highly recommend doing that, but totally understand if you have your eyes set on a Cafe Au Lait dahlia, that beautiful blush cream bridally bloom that you've probably seen. If you're wanting something specific, go to a small business. Chances are they can help you out with that. And I'll share more on dahlia resources and other places that I will be buying tubers from in the coming weeks as the sales begin. So anyways, that is my spiel on dahlias. You can grow them in a container. They often do need staked because some of these blooms can be the size of it. They're dinner plate dahlias is what they're called. And their blooms will be the size of a dinner plate, just magnificent state fair quality showstoppers. and it just would be lovely arranged on your table or given as a gift, or maybe even a side hustle hobby. I've done that as well. You can also have ones that are teeny tiny. You can have ones for decorative purposes. Maybe they're going in a border in your garden bed. There's really just a wide selection. So look at the specifications on height and bloom size and bloom style when you're looking at your dahlias, because you can really find some special ones on there. Okay, the next one we're going to talk about is asters. Asters, you've likely had asters in your bouquet that you've been given, maybe from a store. Asters are a very common component in store bouquets, which doesn't make them any less special. I think anything grown in the garden is going to be just such a more beautiful quality, better option than what is flown from halfway across the world to get to here. The impact that makes alone is enough reason, I feel, to buy local flowers when you can. Obviously, that's not always an option, but you can grow them, and that's why I'm here. So the aster, there's different types of aster, but specifically I am growing the China aster, and I had gotten this seed packet, you can see that, from Baker Creek Seeds. And so it came with a mixture. I saw one of all of these. Now I have also grown, I don't have the seed packet because I ran out last year, but I reordered this year, and it's an apricot colored aster, and they are so pretty and feminine. It's this beautiful peach color. And then I've also grown, it was a moonstone is what the color was called, moonstone aster, which was a very pale lilac color. Oh, so pretty. And you'll find that I had gotten the moonstone aster seeds from Floret, but there's other companies that sell that same seed. So just look at the asters. The name might be different, but if the picture is the same, then you're good to go with that. So let's talk about the asters. These are an annual peony type extra large flower, great for cutting. Formula mix has all the best colors. If you are in a warmer climate, you could sow in place. Up here in Alaska, I start these earlier. I'm not sure how early, but I am working on a seed calendar of sorts as to when I start mine inside. I have a heated greenhouse and a tunnel and a dog chewing on my basket. So that's my circumstance, but likely if you are wanting to start your own cut flower garden, you're going to be starting these seeds indoors. I just realized that my head is getting like chopped off. Hi. I have, if you could see this, I have a tripod with a ring, and I have a handheld mirror behind it so that I can use my front camera, and it's attached with a rubber band that I use for cut flowers. Anywho's, these are fantastic for cut flowers because they last so long in a vase. So the more you take, the more it's gonna make. It wants full sun and rich soil, which is gonna be the case with anything you grow up here. Pretty much everything, even if it says it likes partial shade, it wants full sun. So give it all the sun while we can get it, because we're not always guaranteed to get it. Okay, we're gonna go into sunflowers real quick, because who doesn't love a sunny? So we have branching and we have pro-cut. Those are the two that I'm going to talk about today. Branching is a sunflower that's going to produce its shoot, and then in the armpit of every leaf is going to throw off another shoot, another bloom that can grow and you can cut and use in bouquets. The thing about those ones is they're not consistent in size. They could be longer. You can't count on the length of the stem, which is important. You want longer stems with cut flowers. So it's kind of irregular, as where the pro cut is one bloom and it's done. I have had some strange situations where I have cut that one bloom and left the stalk there, and it had leaves, and it did shoot out extra branches. But typically, supposedly, it's supposed to be one and done. Had I chopped that stalk of sunflower all the way down to the bottom, that I wouldn't have seen anything else. I would never have known. So trial and error is so huge with growing anything. The Pro Cut is generally a uniform bloom. Again, I'm hoping I'm in good screen. I can't really tell. The closer you plant your sunflowers, the smaller they're going to be. You don't want a giant sunflower in a bouquet arrangement. I mean, maybe you do, but most of the time you're looking for that 4 to 6 inch range. Keep messing with my camera. I'll be done momentarily, boys.
No, you're gonna sneak attack you.
Oh, they're gonna sneak attack me. Well, don't do that because you're just in your jammies. Nobody needs to see that. They have been sick since Thursday, and we're hoping to be done with it by today. So far, so good. They've got a lot more energy today. Okay, so back to branching is a sunflower that has it will just keep throwing offshoots. Pro Cut generally has the one shoot, and they can come in a variety of different colors. And there's ones that are called a horizontal, where their bloom is facing upright, which if you are creating a market bouquet, you want that bloom. I mean, maybe you do, maybe you don't. It's entirely on preference, but it's easier to arrange, sits better when the face of it is like, hello, hi, and then the person can see it. And there's a whole lot of reasons why people like growing the horizontal Pro Cut. And again, I'm probably going a little too maybe far into the waters with specifics. Johnny's has the best Pro Cut. Johnny's Select Seeds has the best Pro Cut sunflower selection that I've found. Let me know in the comments if you have a better source. They are a little more pricey. But if you are somebody that's really serious about growing some cut flowers and you're really serious about variety and specifics, that's where I go. That's where I went and got mine. Okay, so Pro Cut can come in a variety of different colors. It's usually a one and done. That's a Johnny's seed packet. There's a lot of information on here. The Pro Cut takes about 50 to 60 days. For us up here in Alaska, don't be shocked if we're closer to the 75 days. So keep that in mind. I start my sunflowers inside like probably 4 weeks before I'm intending on putting them out, just because I've had them not bloom in time. So close, and then nothing. There's dark burgundy, there's a white, there's a strawberry colored that has kind of a pinkish tinge to it. I really love the dark burgundy colored ones. They're just beautiful for fall. Okay, branching varieties that I like. Well, these guys are cute. This is the teddy bear. I hope that's showing good. The teddy bear sunflower. Now this is more for decorative purposes, but it did throw off numerous shoots, and these can be, mine didn't get this big, but it says these are 3-foot plants, and they have blooms that are 5 inches across. I got this 2 years ago, 50 cents at Walmart. So a dwarf teddy bear, that's a pretty common variety that you'll hear about, is a teddy bear sunflower. And then, you know, there's no shame. You don't have to, I feel like they are more expensive because of how many seeds you actually get in the packet for the price versus buying online and kind of sourcing out your seeds that way. This is a very common brand that you're going to find at Walmart, Home Depot, any of the stores that carry seeds. You're going to find these. And I have no problems with these. I just find that there's such a greater selection online. And so I fill in the gaps. If I see something and I just have zero willpower, then I get it. So we have Velvet Queen. And she is a 65, sunflowers can vary on maturity date. So this one's a 65 to 70 days to bloom, 4.5 inches in height. I know that I have tried for a lot of years to grow the really big, the mammoth sunflowers. And man, I guess maybe I just need to start them all that much earlier, because I have never gotten a big-headed sunflower. Now, I have gotten some really tall, I think my tunnel is 16 feet tall, maybe. I'm not sure. I have had some really tall branching sunflowers in my tunnel, but that's a consistent warm space. The Moonwalker by Burpee, that's been a great branching sunflower option. And then this Mixed Colors Evening Sun, this is a 70 days to bloom. Again, another Burpee variety that have worked out well for me. Okay, so last is on the 4 things. So it was asters, sunflowers, dahlias, and snapdragons. Snapdragons are the unsung hero of the garden, okay? And you can get snapdragons at, you know, the big box nurseries that can be short ones. You want the tall snapdragons. You don't want the ones that are for border and they only get to be about 6 or 8 inches tall. You want the taller ones. This Night and Day, while I didn't think I was gonna love it that much, it was such a great seedling. These were the most healthy I grow probably about 75 snapdragon plants a tray, 72 maybe. Snapdragons each year. I limit it to that much, but every year I want to grow more. And these were just the healthiest looking ones. So I got these from Botanical Interests, and this again is another one that you can likely find at another seed store. While I love Botanical Interests, their shipping right now is just, they have to figure that out as far as shipping to Alaska, because it was way too expensive this time around. This is a bloom that's wonderfully suited for cold climate, and it has like a burgundy foliage, and the red and white petals just were really stunning. I did not think I was gonna like them as much. I was looking more at the other colored ones and was like, oh, this is nothing. Madam Butterfly Dark Red has been one that I have been growing consistently for, I don't know, probably 6 years. This is from Floret. I don't know if she is having a seed sale in a couple weeks, but her whole situation has changed, where she was getting seeds from all over, from all sorts of places, and selling them. Now she is only selling the seeds that over the years she's been working on breeding. So a lot of our favorite varieties, she had an amazing sweet pea selection. She won't have that anymore, which if you know, you know. If you don't, then, you know, it's not a loss for you. But apparently, because I just read that today, that about the peas, not to get too off topic, but she had suggested a couple other seed sources, and the main one had a terrible seed year last year, and so they're not even selling sweet pea seeds this year, the place where she would recommend to go get them from. And so I ended up finding some on Etsy. If you need to get sweet peas, let me know and I can share who I got them from. I've never ordered from them before, so there's that. This says 110 to 120 days to maturity. Now, this is very important because we have like a 90-day grow period. So if we have to start these inside with anticipation of hoping for them to start to be in bloom around the 1st of July into that time frame. That way we have all of July and all of August into September a little bit, because they can tolerate the freeze. These ones are really pretty, and I don't know if you can tell, but they have ruffled petals, and they're just a really dark burgundy color. The Potomac Cherry Rose Seeds. Oh, do I have some more of these? These, oh no. Oh no, Melanie. So this was like my favorite color. Dang it, I'm gonna have to find these. I got these from, I'm glad I saved this, from Redemption Seeds. And it was the Potomac, which there are different styles of snapdragons. There's the Rocket, the Madam Butterfly, and the Potomac. And there's a Costa series. There's different series. And this one was Cherry Rose. And it was the most quintessential Barbie pink. Oh, we're gonna have to find some more of those. Okay, I had gotten a lot of Snapdragon seeds from them, which gives me hope that I can get some more. So another one was a lavender, so it was just a light lavender. Chantilly, that's another style. This was a light salmon, and it had an ombre of orange to pink. It was so pretty. And then there's a deep orange Chantilly, which also had the ombre look. I just assumed, and you know what happens when you assume, because the seed packets were in here, that I had these. And I have pretty much, oh no, we're out of light salmon too. Well, I'm glad I'm going through this with you guys. I hope this was helpful. If you have anything to add to it, please do so in the comments in a nice, kind way. I'd really love to share information and, you know, be able to learn even, you know, you get what I'm saying, but, you know, be able to learn more beyond that based on having a conversation in the comments. So those are my 4 that I would say are super easy to grow. Yes, they do require possibly starting inside under artificial light. But I have also, with the Snapdragons, I have winter sown them. I haven't had the greatest luck with the sunflowers, but it could have just been a me thing. I know people do that, and the asters likely would also winter sow well. And of course, winter sowing is when you're taking a container, creating essentially a small greenhouse, having drainage put in the bottom, putting in some good fresh potting soil in there, making sure that soil's damp, adding your seeds to it, taping it up, and sticking it outside in the elements until spring, when the temperature and the conditions are right, then the plant will start to bloom. So that's a great way of starting seeds if you live in a cold climate and don't have you know, the resources or space to have an indoor grow setup. You can do that. The other thing to remember with winter sowing is it's not going to get you things faster, but it does create a hardy plant. So just keep in mind on those varieties you're choosing that have a longer day maturity. I'm not saying don't do it. I certainly do, but I start them inside with well enough time in advance, sometimes too much. And it's kind of a fine line there, because you don't want to have them in their confined to their containers too long, or they get unhappy. They want to be planted out and to produce seed and drop. That's the plant's goal. We're just here helping facilitate it and reaping the benefits. Having a cutting garden is such an amazing thing, and I think it'll bring so much joy to your life. They bring so much life to your property. And yeah, I think you should give it a try. If you're already growing, you know, going to the nursery and finding things, you can save so much money. It really is not that scary of a situation. The worst that's going to happen is you're going to love on it too much and give it too much water and kill it that way. But you know what? The best gardeners have killed the most plants. I have killed so many plants. Not to say that I'm the best gardener, but I've killed a lot of things. And that's okay. It just comes with it. So I hope to see you again on the next video. And thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. This is just a passion project for me. I want to spread the good word. And let's get growing together. Thanks. See ya.